Welcome back to Let's Automate It with Robin, where we look at AI and automation for non-techies. And today we're going to be tackling WhatsApp. Right now you're looking at the n8n canvas, and we've got a WhatsApp trigger node, and we have a WhatsApp business cloud node on the other side. So today I'm going to walk you through how we can actually send messages from WhatsApp into our n8n, do something with the information in the middle between our two WhatsApp nodes, and send the reply back again. Let's just have a quick look. I've actually got this set up right now. Let's see what this looks like. I'm going to open up my WhatsApp here, and I'm just going to send a quick message here going, hi, can you explain n8n in a short paragraph? And let's just see what we get back from this. So I'm just sent this message now over to n8n, and I've got a reply. Okay, here's a short paragraph, etc., etc. So I want to walk you through exactly how we are going to do that. Now, it starts with getting our credentials set up. So why don't I go ahead and I'm going to actually create a brand. In fact, I'm going to actually use the same canvas here just to keep this simple. So we're going to create a brand new setup here. So I'm just going to rebuild this workflow on this top section of the canvas. So the first thing we need is a WhatsApp trigger. So I'm going to come over here and just type in WhatsApp, and I've got WhatsApp Business Cloud. Under triggers, I want to trigger on an incoming message. So we're going to click on that, and let's just click out of that so we can arrange this a little bit. And there is our trigger. Yeah, there's my trigger. Now we need to connect up to some credentials here. We need to have the API connection between n8n and Meta, who's the company that owns Facebook. They also own WhatsApp, they also own Instagram. We need to be able to talk to them. But this is going to trigger on messages coming in. We have some other options here, but this is the what we want, messages coming in. But now we need to get some credentials. Now I've got some credentials in here, but I'm going to start from scratch on how to do that. So let's just open this up and go create new credential. And we are going to need a client ID, and we are going to need a client secret. Now, if you've watched any of the videos we've done already on connecting up to Facebook or to Instagram, you'll know that working with Meta is not so easy. So to follow along, let's see what we can do. Let's just rename this credential. In the meantime, let's just call it tutorial 2. So I'm doing this live with you now, so you'll see the mistakes, the warts and all. Let's see how we go. So I'm just going to save that. Of course, it's giving us errors now. So let's go and get our client ID and our client secret. So we need to head over to this domain here, developers.facebook.com. Head over to that. In fact, if you've watched any of our previous videos on how to connect to Facebook or Instagram from n8n, we've covered a lot of this already, so you might be familiar with this. But I'm going to click here into My Apps. You will, of course, need a Facebook account, etc., etc. I'm going to make the assumptions you have that. And I've got a couple of apps set up, but we are going to need a Meta app in order to be able to get our credentials. So we're going to start with a brand new app. So follow along with me here. So we're going to go create app. Okay, I'm going to skip past this because it doesn't really give us any options. And let's just call this tutorial for now. I will come back and delete this in a moment. Okay, I can use that my email address there. So that's the name of our app. Now we are wanting to access WhatsApp, and these use cases that they're offering here, none of them include WhatsApp from what I can see. So we're going to go straight down to other here. Click that, click next. Okay, now we want to create a business app. So select that option, click next. And here we have our details. Now we've got the option to add a business portfolio here. I'm not going to do it yet, but I will tell you that you will require a verified business portfolio for this to work. It is a requirement of Meta. So I'll get to that in a moment. So let's just skip past this, but you will need a business portfolio that is verified. So let's go ahead and create app in the meantime. Okay, you'll need to log into your Facebook. I just realized I can't talk and type my password at the same time. So I had to pause there. All right, so it's logging in now, it's setting up the app. and we now have our app. We're in the tutorial app. You can see here we have an app ID, etc., etc. So now we want to add products to our app. Now, if you may have a pre-existing app already, you may have connected already to Instagram, for example, if you followed some of our earlier videos, or to Facebook, etc., etc. In which case, you can use an app you have already and just add the WhatsApp integration to it. But as we're starting this as a brand new app, I'm just going to click here and add WhatsApp. So we'll hit Setup here. It's busy adding the WhatsApp integration to our app. And you'll notice now on the left-hand menu, we have this option for WhatsApp Quick Start. Okay, now it's asking us here. It's telling us that in order to access the WhatsApp Business Platform API, which is what we need to do, we need to have a business portfolio. Now, I have several, humanoid.biz is my main business. So I've selected that already. So you'll need to have this set up. Now, I'm not going to dive into how you do that here. That's a Meta function. So just go and Google business portfolio and Meta, and I'm sure there's a ton of videos on YouTube on how to do this, but hopefully you have this already. Okay, and when we set this up, we will receive a WhatsApp test number, and we'll be able to send messages to a maximum of 5 phone numbers. That's what we'll be working with for this tutorial. But of course, you will be able to you will be able to add a dedicated phone number and take this out of testing, which is where we'll be, into production. But that'll make more sense as we work through this. Anyway, for now, I'm just going to click continue. And we'll be taking to this quick start screen. So you can see here, business verification is ticked. My business is verified. Now, as I say, you will need a verified business with Meta in order for this to happen. If you don't have that, and this is not going to work, and it does involve some configuration and perhaps even uploading some business registration docs and the like. So yeah, you might need to jump through those hoops if you haven't done this already. All right. Okay, but let's jump down to the left-hand side here. Well, actually, before I do that, let's go back over to n8n. It's been a little while since we have looked at that screen. And what are we looking for here? We're looking for a client ID and a client secret. This is what we're after. It's the OAuth API, client ID, client secret. By the way, if you click Open Docs here, n8n will walk you through how to do this as well. So let's start by looking for a client ID and a client secret. So we're going to come back over here, and where we get that is actually, it's the client ID and the client secret of the app. So here, just under app settings, you can come through to basic. And once the page has loaded, it should give us a client ID. They call it app ID here, but this is the client ID. So I'm just going to copy that, head back over to here, pop that in there, come back to my developer account here, then app secret. I'm going to show this app secret. You just click on show. I'll delete it after this tutorial just so that it stays secure. And we'll come back here and we'll put in client secret, and then we can save it. It's going to check those credentials, and we have connection tested successfully. Fantastic. So this is now working. We have a connection, a WhatsApp OAuth API connection between Meta and n8n. Amazing. So let's close that and make sure you've selected the right credentials, which we have done. And there it is. That is done at the moment. Okay, so now the next step we need to take care of here is we need, if I come back, we need a WhatsApp Business Cloud. It's kind of odd, but we actually have 2 different sets of credentials. This is to capture the incoming message coming in from WhatsApp. So imagine someone's on your business website and you've got a WhatsApp number on your business website that they can text and they can send a WhatsApp to. It'll come in. This is what will capture that incoming message. When we want to reply though and send a reply back to that person, we're going to need this WhatsApp Business Cloud node. So let's have a look at that. WhatsApp Business Cloud, and we want to send a message. So we're going to choose that. Let's just drag this up here as well, put it over here. Now we need to set up the credentials for this. Slightly different on how we do that. So let's click into that. And again, I have some credentials already set up. You can see here I was learning how it all works, but we're going to go and click on create credential. And let's also just rename this so we can know what is what. Fantastic. Okay, so we need an access token and a business account ID. This is a little bit more complicated, but to get this access token and business account ID, we need to head back over to our Meta development account. We were here. This is when we were setting up our chat incoming trigger. So now we're going to go down to WhatsApp here. We're going to go to API setup. While we wait for it to load. Okay, so we're going to need to get an access token. Now, you can see here we've been given a test number. This is the number we're going to work with at the moment, a test number. This will swap out. You'll swap this out to your main WhatsApp number once you take this into production. But for the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to sit with this test number. It'll do exactly the same thing. We have a test number and we have a WhatsApp business account ID. And if you notice, I'll copy that. And if I go back over to here, there it is, business account ID. So that is the ID we're going to work with. So we still need this access token though, but at least we've got that for now. Okay. Then we're going to need select a recipient phone number. Now, when you take this into production, you'll be able to set up your workflow that whatever number sends a message to this number, whatever the incoming number is, the recipient's number, it'll just reply back to that number. But in a testing environment, which is where we are now, we need to select a recipient number. So I've got a couple of test ones set up here. You're allowed up to 5. So you can click on manage phone number list here. You can add in a number. It is going to, I've run out of numbers to test, so I can't show you, but once you add phone number, put in the phone number, put in your own phone number, it'll send you a code on WhatsApp, and then you just take that code and come back and type it into the next screen that'll appear here, and you'll have that recipient phone number as part of this list. So for now, I'm just going to click my own number, and it's being added. Not that we needed to do that, but there's the number. Okay, so you're with me so far. We've got our business account ID, but now we need to generate an access token. So let's go and click this. Now, before I click this, I'm going to explain what's going to happen. This is now going to open up Facebook, as it were, or another interface where I'm giving permission for this app called Tutorial, to access my Meta accounts. So I'm linking the two together. That's what's happening here. So I'm going to click generate access token. All right, so here we are. Hopefully you can still see this. Continue as Robin Tyndall, that's me. So we're going to continue. And I've been doing some testing and prepping for this video. So I've got a couple of accounts that are already set up here. This will just have you'll have one test WhatsApp business account available to you. So you'll just select the one that's available to you there. I believe my one is ending in 774. Let's hope that works. So I'll select that. I'll select all of them just that I know that they're all going to work. This is because I've just been playing around. So it's developed a couple of test WhatsApp business accounts for me. So I will hit continue. 774 was the one I think it is. And save. And got it. It is connected up. So now it's given me an access token. So I'm going to copy that access token, head back over to n8n, put this access token in there, and I was right, there we go, it ended in 774, so this is the access token associated with that business account ID. I'm going to hit save, and there we go, I've got green access, so this looks to be working. So I'm not going to save those credentials. So now we have credentials for things coming in, and we have credentials for things going out. All right, so messages coming in, we can grab hold of that message and we can send an instant reply, which we'll do in the moment, or we can grab that message, do something with it, and we're going to set up a little AI agent to do this for us, and then send the reply back out here. So let's go and send a little test in here. I'm just going to, I don't want to create confusion here, so I'm just going to deactivate that. Now, if I send a WhatsApp message to this number here, I'm back in my Meta dashboard. If I send a number to that, which I've already saved into my WhatsApp, I should get a response on inside my n8n. Let's hold thumbs and let's see if that happens. So first of all, let me save my changes. Okay, so that's all good to go. Let's head over to WhatsApp here, And there's that number of 555. I've been doing some testing in it, as you can see. So I'm just going to type in hello, and let's see what. Okay, now I'm not expecting to get any reply here because we haven't configured anything up yet. So let's go back into my n8n. I'm going to jump, because we've got this live, by the way, I did skip that step. I had made this live. So if I go into my executions, I should see an execution here that's coming in. There we go. You can see I've just gone into my executions. I've only got one node. That's a trigger node. So I click into that, and let me click into JSON. Here is my message that says come in. I said hello, and there's the message. Okay. So let's. If I haven't shown this before, this is a neat little trick. Just, if you're, depending what you're seeing here, click into JSON, hover over here. This little copy icon will pop up. Grab hold of that, just copy that. Then we're going to go back into the editor. We can open this up, and we hit this little pencil icon, and then we can actually paste in sample data. It's a way to get around having to use test webhooks and things like that. So now we have this data in here. But let's have a quick look at this data, because something I did learn is WhatsApp sends messages with all kinds of messages, all kinds of different statuses, and one message triggers a whole bunch of action in WhatsApp, but we actually only want to respond to outputs, messages that come in that actually contain this messages array, this section here. Sometimes we'll have status updates and just general kind of housekeeping type messages that are coming in from WhatsApp that we don't want to react to. So we just want to react if this messages section, if this messages array, this is an array of data. We've got a heading, and then we've got some nested data down inside it. That's called an array. So that's why I've got this if node over here. So I want to check, I want to make sure that this messages array actually exists. So how do we do that? You just see me grab an if node. I've just dragged messages in there, and we want to just go into array, and we want to make sure it exists. Simple as that. Does this exist? If that makes sense. We're just trying to filter out all the other information that WhatsApp often sends that we don't want to be responding to. We don't want the workflow to be firing on. So I'm just going to hit test setup, and this should give us a true response. There it is. So now coming out of the true branch is the result we're after. Now, the next step here would be to insert something like an AI agent to process and give us a sensible response. But let's just check if this is working first. So I'm just going to go in here, and I'm just clicking now into my WhatsApp Business Cloud, and let's just put, this is, oh, by the way, you can see I've connected with a credential, the resources message. I'm sending it. The sender phone number is, because I've connected with these credentials, it's already given me that test number. And the recipient's phone number, well, I'm actually just going to drag in here. You can see it here. This is the recipient's phone number here. Now, so it's pulling in my phone number. Now, if you pull in someone else's phone number that you haven't added to, let me show you what I mean. If you haven't added this number into this managed phone number list, it won't work. This is because we're in a testing environment now. To add your own telephone number to this, computer's just bugging out here, so wake up. You can go ahead and use your own phone number, which is subject to limits, and you have the option here to add phone number, and you can go and create and add a dedicated number. As I say, we're just using the test number for now, and take this live. And once that's done, I believe any number, you don't have to nominate that number. Anybody's number it will reply to. But for now, I hope that makes sense. We're using our dedicated, the nominated reply number, I should say. So that means we need to make sure that same number is listed here, which it is. That's the number I've just sent from. So we've got that, and now we can type in a message body here. So we go, hey there. So if I hit test setup now, all right, that looks like we've sent a reply. Let's head back to my WhatsApp. And there we go. I've got a reply. I said hello, and I got a reply back saying, hey there. So let's try that again. Let's go hi. And if I believe I've got this set up properly. Ah, I should be getting a hey there response back. Let's go see what happened there. Here you're seeing it warts and all. Let's see. I didn't hit the save button, So I don't believe, that wasn't set up. So I've hit the save button. Let's go back and try that again. And let's go, hi, hit enter. And there's my response. Hey there, coming back. So you can see now we actually have the WhatsApp credentials working. We've set it up. We're able to send a message to our business number. This is being simulated by our test number at the moment, and getting the data in, and I'm able to get a response. Brilliant, fantastic. But let's take this a step further. Now, of course, you can do anything here. I'm just going to break this connection. You could do all kinds of work here. You could use one of the Appify tools to scrape Google Maps. You could do all kinds of things between here and turn this into a very powerful bot. But let's go ahead and just put a simple AI agent here, just to give something that's working. So I'm just going to put in here, I'm just going to type in AI agent. I'm going to grab an agent. Tools agent will do the job. That's absolutely fine. Yep, that's fine. We can take from the previous node. No, I'm just going to keep this really simple for now. So we have an AI agent. I'm just going to pop that in there. I need to assign a chat model. We've got a dedicated video on actually setting up these AI agents. So I'm going to go through this quickly, but let's just use anyone we've got here. I'm going to use OpenAI. I'm going to connect a credential and choose a model. The mini is fine. So that's fine right there. And let's add some memory. Again, I'm going through this very, very quickly. We do have a dedicated video on this. And let's just, okay, so actually I see I needed to do something clever here. WhatsApp trigger. So Jason, I needed the WhatsApp ID so it knows what message to relate it to. So let's just, we've got a pinned item in here. Let's see what we've got coming in. I'm just going to double check my work before. So we're actually defining below, and we want the text body. Okay, so I'm coming back in here. We want the prompt must be defined below, and the prompt actually is going to be the message that's coming in. So this message here was hello. There we go. All right, making sense. That's our prompt. Now, obviously, this is very simple. Let's just click test setup. I expect it to fail because I haven't set anything up properly yet, but that gives us some data to work with. We want to take from the WhatsApp trigger, we want the JSON contacts WhatsApp ID. So I'm just going to copy this. And this actually is called WhatsApp trigger 1. That's called WhatsApp trigger. So it's going to be a slightly different name. This is the name of the node. Getting slightly technical here, but we're going to define below. We want this, I'm going to pop that in, make it an expression. We want that to be a 1. So what is this? This is looking at the WhatsApp trigger 1. It's looking at the item JSON called contacts, and it's looking for the W_ID. It's looking for that WhatsApp ID. So let me show you what I mean here. We have got WhatsApp ID. There it is. It is in the WhatsApp trigger 1, JSON, contacts, WhatsApp ID, and that's the number that it's pulling through. Okay, so let's see. That looks good to me now. This looks good to me. So let's try that again. I'm just going to push play here. Now we can see our agent working, and it sent a response out. And we want our recipient's phone number to pull through, and it hasn't pulled through here. Why do I know this? Because it's bright red. It's not working. So let me delete that out. Let's go back now to our WhatsApp trigger, and we can look for our the telephone number. We can drag that in there, and there we've got the number. And if I hit test setup now, I've got a response. So I've built this with you guys. Now, a little bit technical. I just wanted to show you something in the middle here that we can work with. We've essentially just got a message coming in. We're checking that it's a message we want to respond to, and not some of the other kind of more technical message that WhatsApp sends along with these other messages. We're using the OpenAI chat model to create a response, and we're using some Windows buffer memory. You could not have this. You could delete this out. It would still work. Then you wouldn't have to worry about that technicality, but then the agent would have no memory. Now, this is not really useful in a WhatsApp sense. WhatsApp's got its own baked-in meta AI that you can use. You don't need to build your own one. And of course, you can use ChatGPT, Gemini, all these tools that don't require this. But what I'm trying to illustrate here is between the two WhatsApp nodes, you can put in any kind of functionality and do things with the data, build a clever bot that's going to do some work for you. That could be a multi-step bot. In fact, next week we'll be diving into exactly how to do that and building some more sophistication in there. But for now, you need to know how to connect up WhatsApp and just pass information from WhatsApp and back into WhatsApp again. And I've given a little bit of memory so that this actually can work. And to get the memory to work, I've had to pull in the WhatsApp ID. This is so it knows the thread, how it can identify which chat it's responding to. So that's working now for us, and that's it. It's great. Let's go and ask it a slightly more sophisticated question. Let's go back to WhatsApp. One thing I want to remember is there is a character limit here. In fact, I prefer Telegram. It's a lot freer with this, but WhatsApp obviously has critical mass, a lot of people using it, so then WhatsApp makes more sense. But there are so many limitations with WhatsApp that Telegram doesn't have. So definitely I'd recommend using Telegram if you can rather than WhatsApp, because I think there's a 4,000 character limit in here. So sometimes if an AI generates more than 4,000 characters, you're going to have trouble pushing that response back into WhatsApp. So there are some limitations here, but often just how many people are using WhatsApp makes it the tool of choice, even though its limitations are there. But let's go back to this and let's ask the same question again. I'm going to here we go. I asked this question earlier. Hi, can you explain n8n in a short paragraph? So I'm just going to copy that, paste that. Oh, let's try that again. Copy. So I'm asking the same question. Let's hit enter. All right. So now we should have, if I have saved everything and it is working correctly, we should get a response. Okay, we got a response, hey there. Why did we get a response, hey there? Well, we forgot to go and change the hard-coded reply message we'd put in place. So let's go back here. And if we go back into this, you'll see the text body there was, hey there. So let's delete that. And let's go and go into our agent. And we're just going to pull in the output. I believe that now should give us the response we want. I'm saving that. So essentially what the output from the AI agent, the prompt going into the agent is what we'll type in WhatsApp, and then the response from the agent will come back to us in WhatsApp. So let's try that again. Can I just paste that? Let's hit enter. And let's see. It's going to take a little while. There we go. Congrats, guys. You now have a working n8n WhatsApp integration. Very quick summary. You're going to need a WhatsApp trigger. You need a WhatsApp output to get both of those going. You're going to need to access into developers Facebook and generate a token and get the API, the app ID and the app secret from here, and go and update your credentials in there. Once you've got those credentials set up, you need to add in a little if node just to act as a filter. You could possibly use the filter node as well, just so you're not getting 20 items coming in here and it's responding to all 20. You only wanted to respond to actual messages, and then do something with it. We've just run a quick agent and send a reply. So I hope that makes sense. If you want to grab this workflow straightforward, you can copy it straight off the screen, but jump into our community. There is all the details in the description below this video. As always, like and subscribe and hit the bell. I sound like every other YouTuber out there when I say that. Actually, it's a bit cringeworthy, but we're putting out good data, we believe, we hope, once a week. So if you want to know about that, jump onto that. But otherwise, jump into our community where a walkthrough of how to do this and the actual JSON that you can download for this will be available to you, plus a host of other AI automations we've already built and a whole bunch of extras. We've got some fancy prompts in there. Yeah, we've really got some fantastic value in our community. And right now we're running a special for the first 100 members. If you're a founder, you get in there for $10 a month for life. The price will never go up. Once you go past 100 members, it will increase though. So get cracking, jump into the community, join us there. And we'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you're liking what you see us, let us know. Until then, signing out. I'll see you next week. Adios.